Hello. So I thought I'd better document this because this is the first of many cups of tea to be made in the camper van. So we're halfway back to see the family in Dorset. Scoobs is in the front here. Hey you Scoobs, how you doing? Say hello. And I'm going to put the kettle on for the first time. So yep, the first tea of many in the camper van. And hopefully it's going to work okay. So yes, let's just turn the gas on. Okay, that's that bit, and this is the bit where it all blows up. I've got my gas alarm in there, so hopefully that'll be good. So let's just get some gas in here. Glad to see that's working. Seems like we have an issue here, Houston. What's going on here? It's not looking good, this tea. Well, that wasn't meant to take 3 minutes to do. Professional camper here. What do you think, Scoops? Just get me out of here. Welcome back to Scoobie-Dee. I thought I'd better put together the final van build part 2. The van has come out as expected, just like the drawings that Liam did for me on the CAD drawings. It's come out pretty much exactly as we expected, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm going to be taking you through some of the stuff that I've done. I recorded with the iPhone bit by bit as we did it, and I thought I'd narrate that as we go along. If you watched Van Build Part 1, if you enjoyed that, I hope you enjoyed Part 2, and it makes sense. The van that I've done is pretty much as in the drawings, it's sort of grey and light wood colour. There's not a lot of personality in the van yet, but I've done that on purpose because I want to bring in personality as I travel. It's sort of like a blank canvas at the moment, and I'll be slowly looking at how I can bring that in. The good thing though is that having it light grey and light wood is it feels quite big for a medium wheelbase crafter. It feels like it's got a good size, particularly when you turn the swivel seats round, the double swivel seats at the front there. We're here again in Liverpool, trying to make the most of the beautiful winter weather, while all those other van lifers are off in Spain gallivanting around. We're here in the UK, and well, hopefully joining them soon, to be honest. So anyway, going through the stuff that I've done in the van build part 2. First of all, we constructed the ambulance cupboards.
Not too bad. We've got all the hinges installed. Put a halt to the kitchen for now, so that we can get these overhead ones done with nothing in our way on the floor. And the next thing's the wardrobe and the bench seat. So we put these sprung hinges on, so that the doors will stay shut or open where you want them to be, rather than bouncing around as you turn corners and go round roundabouts and things. And then the drawers, we've got nice ball bearing runners in the kitchen. So
oh yeah, that's down here, yeah.
So you've got to give them a little bit of force to pull them open. Anyway, and then we've also got some push to open magnets that are going to go on there. So the combined effort of 2 runners and 2 magnets should keep the drawers shut when you're driving as well.
And got them together, put them into the, screwed them into the roof using some quite long metal screws. I was hoping they weren't going to go through the roof actually. And then we put those in, put the cupboards in the kitchen front. Next up was the bench seat. Now the bench seat, that's nice to have that in. That's kind of like your sofa, if you like. You get your bench seat in, you got your sofa in the lounge at home. You feel like it's starting to feel like a space that you can live in.
The bench seat. So we got the front of it done a couple of weeks ago, and we're just doing the carcass for it now. We've loaded these plywood triangles to hold it all together, because there's obviously going to be up to 2 people's weight going on top of it, just making this really, really strong.
I did the window blinds, and I'm really happy with them actually. They sit really nicely in their frame. First part in the top bit, which has taken a couple of hours actually to shape it round. I made cardboard moulds for the corner there, and to cut that out, Also, you know, had to work out where this was going to go, tie that in. But anyway, yeah, surprisingly, just 2 hours to do that. So I think to finish this whole frame, it's going to be the best part of, well, in order to paint and everything, it's a day's work. And they're quite warm at night time when you pull them down, and the light's kind of reflecting off the kitchen light, reflects off the honeycomb shape of the blinds. It looks really nice. Talking about light, actually, light is really important. I remember watching one of Nate's ones, and he was talking about the ambience of light, and light really is. I was sitting in the van last night, having a beer, just sort of getting the feel of how it is going to be to live in here, and trying out certain light combinations, and it really makes a difference. In fact, I might add a couple more lights in just to give it a bit of ambient lights. They are like low-level ones, just to give it a bit more of a feel. But yeah, definitely don't skimper on just putting a few basic lights in. With the wheel arches, I've covered the wheel arches over with the Dacron material, and underneath that there's a bit of reflective material. Obviously there's a lot of heat loss or even cold air coming in through the wheel arches. Cold air? Or cold radiance, I suppose. So in terms of battery sort of like security in case of a crash, what I've done here is I've put some angle brackets in which are tied to the floor, screwed into the floor, and they strap across the length of the batteries. That's to stop the initial moment of force from an accident. After that you have the battery box, which is tied in, which is screwed into the floor, and then of course it's got to go through the garage, which will have a piece of 9mm ply plus a bench seat. Just doing the electrics in the van today, just doing it at a very slow pace because it's easy to make mistakes, I think. So getting things soldered up and also putting the heat shrink on, so you can protect all your circuitry. Oh, it's too zoomed in there, but yeah, it's looking like a bit of a mess at the moment of wires. I'll be keen to tidy that all up. So just doing the final bit of wiring to the main switchboard here, which is one of those £20 all-in-one fuse switchboards. I'm running a bit of 1.5 cable from the battery here. I have got a trip switch that can go in line, but at the moment that's running direct from the battery into this, which is all fused. All the outputs are fused, and the negatives there are just running through that block. So on this we've got the main lights for the van, we've got the side lights for the van and kitchen, and we've also got the spotlight, which is going up here for reading and stuff, and then the USBs and the 12-volt run off the front for the MiFi. There's also one button on the front that you might notice called the macerator button. So I don't know what that's for. The solar panels, now that was a bit of a game. It was the first time that I actually drilled a hole in my roof. The two windows I had put in professionally, I didn't want them leaking. As you saw in part one, they were done in professionally. But in terms of drilling the holes in the roof for the wires of the solar panels and the 4G aerial, I did that myself, and that didn't go too well. That's proper numpty's guide to drilling holes in your roof. If I can do it, you can do it. Check it out anyway, that's coming up now. That proper nervous moment of drilling into your roof, first time I've drilled in. Getting hot. I'm hoping this is not a wood hole thing. Let me just check underneath. Professionals make this look so easy, don't they? Is it actually working or not? Oh, that's handy. Convinced about this. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be. What's happening with this? Why has that come out? Should be through by now. This seems to be getting worn down, so I'm beginning to think this hole cut is not for steel. It's for copper or something that's easier to cut through than steel, because that's not right. That shouldn't be worn down more than the steel here. Okay, got another idea. The cables for the solar are 6mm, and I've got an 8mm bit, so I could just drill 2 holes, 2 8mm holes. Should have done that in the first place, really, shouldn't I? Make it a baggy 8mm. So I've sort of hashed, as you can see, a hole here, because my hole bit I think is actually made for copper, but it does fit now, the 2 wires in quite snug. I think I probably just need to get this hole with no sharpness around the hole, so it doesn't, the vibration of the van doesn't cut through the wire. Finally got my solar panels on after months of fretting. Really, I should have put the 2 windows further apart, so I could have put one 320 watt solar panel on, and that would have been much better. But unfortunately, we make these mistakes. As you say, there is more room there to slide that up, well, to fix it up. But as it happens, we've got 3 100 watt solar panels. It's a lot more convoluted way of doing it, and twice as expensive. But there you go. That's what we ended up with. Now I just need some sun to see if they actually work. Just putting the second coat of paint on the cabinets, and Scoob's absolutely loving this, aren't you, Scoob? It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? What do you think? How's that wardrobe looking, Liam?
Pretty good. We've got this end panel screwed to the bed now and to the floor, and some of the structure from the wheel arch, and then this separate piece. I'm going to screw this edge down now and work out its best position for the floor. So a little bit of an awkward angle for me to jump into the wardrobe, but
yeah. It's looking good though, a lot of storage in there.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the nice gas cupboard down here that'll fit the gas bottle in. You close tight here with the rail going in later, and then there's a shelf that goes up here as well, and the door covers the whole lot. But yeah, you get a good couple of weeks worth of clothes in there. Starting to look very much like a camper van, just offering the kitchen up to make sure all our structure's right for that. So we started this morning with a van with a bed in it, and now we've got a camper van. So
fantastic. This is the
day I told you would happen eventually.
Yeah. Where it all comes together quickly.
Yeah, the 1 8-hour period that you turn up and it suddenly becomes a camper van, because until now all of this has just been in bits in the workshop, and now it's a camper van.
This gorgeous piece of marble.
Confident enough, I think. Just trying to get my alignment nice. I'm hoping that the template, which has been done with a Sharpie marker on the side of the cardboard box that it came in, was done by a professional.
So there we go, there's the worktop, and we've tried the Dometic hob in, and it's a little bit tight by a couple of mil. So what I'm doing is I'm using a metal file here, just to go around and trim a little bit these bits where the Dometic hob screws into, and that should give us a nice snug fit. Aha! So we're back in the van today, another day in November. I have got tennis elbow from a couple of weeks ago, so I can't do any climbing, so it means I can get on with doing the van. And also I thought I'd do one of these selfie kind of like vlog things, because people always say I don't do enough of that to camera. But today I've been wiring in the Dometic hob, and I found these clips which I think are really handy. I'll just show you here. They're rubber clips, so they stop all the vibration of the pipe here. So I've put those on going through the van. Also I've put them on going through the holes of the wood, so they've got rubber grommets on as well, and found it useful for the hose to the tap here, the feed to the tap. So yeah, a really good find there. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so doing a bit of fun lighting stuff today. I've got this LED light here, which is for the cooker. Why can't we see it? Oh, it's just too light in the... let me just see if we can... Well, anyway, that's an LED light. And it's just a bit bright in your eyes, so I'm going to put this plinth in the way, so it becomes a nice light that just goes on the cooker only, and then gives some warm light into the rest of the camper van. But so we don't lose too much of the light power, I'm going to put some reflective foil on the inside of it, which is just some leftover heating duct tape, just so it bounces the light as much as possible. Today we're in November. The van build is running about a month late, but that's okay because it's actually looking a lot better than I expected. So, you know, give it an extra month. They're spraying the wheels today to make the van look a little bit more overland style, as you can see. This one here has had the first coat, and I'm just giving the final coat to the rear wheel. Down there. Hey Scoobs, how you doing? Don't jump out the back. Don't jump out, don't think about it. Okay? I know you want to play more, and you're all dirty on my bed. Brilliant. How long is this going to stay clean for? Scoobs. Hey, come on. Good girl. Good girl. So anyway, it's a big bye from Scoobs and I. Look out for the tour video. I'm going to be going through the options that I put into the van, why I put certain things in, whether they worked or not, and all that sort of stuff. So look out for the tour van. Hey Scoobs, you're getting everything dirty already. Look, it's not going to last 2 seconds with you, is it, this van? That's the real test, isn't it? Having a lively Cocker Spaniel. You'll soon realise then how ergonomic you've made the van, and how long it's going to last, and how well it responds to being cleaned after a muddy Cocker Spaniel's just wagged a tail over your computer, your cushions. Oh, brilliant. Scoobs, is that the new Scoobie-Mobile in the background there?